I'm Connor Northrup, and joining me today is lightweight prospect Nick Browne. What's up, Nick? How you doing?
All good, hanging in there.
Hey, great. And one thing I want to talk to you about too is just like there's obviously a lot going on, and we talked about kind of before the recording, going on in the world outside of MMA. But what are you kind of up to these days?
I'm just running the gym, training, waiting for my, opportunity to take a fight. Just hanging, staying ready.
Yeah. Well, what's it been like too? Kind of just like having to operate the gym, in a time like this.
It's been a little different. You don't get as many. We did just open up 2 weeks or this week. This week's our first week open, and we've kind of been, half capacity and everything. So it's, take it one step at a time. Health checks. You're feeling sick, don't come in. Temperature checks, kind of keep your distance, social distancing. So definitely something new. So taking it one step at a time.
Yeah. And how do you go about that too? Like, how do you limit like who's coming in, who's coming out? Because if you have like a fight team too, like, do those guys get priority? Like, how's it kind of work?
Definitely just like keeping the same partner. If before, if you roll together before quarantine, after quarantine, we're going to keep you, the same partner, same kind of age. Yeah, the whole non-contact thing so far is kind of, slowing things down, but we finding our way around it right now.
Yeah. What's just the feeling now too, just to be able to kind of go back to some kind of normalcy too?
Oh yeah, definitely cool to just throw this back into the normal situation because at home training alone is kind of it just get bored. So just have that normalcy back in, just let your mind at rest and get forward to fighting again.
Yeah. I know a lot of different fighters have kind of had to resort to different ways of training. Like, what were you kind of doing before the gym was available?
Running was always a big thing.
Hmm.
Going to hand pad sessions were kind of, keeping the same training partner was a big deal. We had Kama, I think I was up there with Kama Worthy trying to get him ready. So, trying to keep our distance but train at the same time. It was a weird situation.
Yeah. And obviously, Kama fights this weekend. I mean, how's he look right now?
I mean, he's looking really good. He's got, he's pulling in a lot of good athletes, a lot of good fighters to, get his rounds in, and how all these 155s around here definitely been pinching in, and he's looking good.
Yeah, awesome. And just going back to the whole thing of like trying to work out outside the gym and stuff. I saw on Facebook that you did like the Murph challenge too. I mean, what was that like? Have you done that before?
No, that was actually the first time doing it with Isaac Greenlee and his buddy who made the Mirth Challenge. So definitely, that running and all those pull-ups, sit-ups, and squats are definitely going to pay dividends in the end. But just to give back to that, you know, that kind of awareness, is definitely big too.
Yeah. One thing I have to ask about that picture too is who had the low riding truck too? That blue truck.
His name's Ethan. He's the gym rat around here, so he's
Okay.
definitely been in it for a while. So any chance to let that thing shine, he will.
Cool. And just looking at your record too, I know you kind of had like I think your last fight was in September too. I mean, what have you kind of been doing, during that time?
Definitely training, getting our fighters ready, other fighters ready. Pitching in, helping the community, trying to give back to a few causes, but just staying ready and perfecting the game that we have to play here.
Yeah. And was there any reason like for that? I mean, obviously, like with the pandemic, that was around like I guess like late February, March, that started happening. But did you have anything kind of any fights like planned between I guess like September and March, anything like that?
Um, I've been with the LFA. We had that one fight and we were trying to hop back on there, but it was just kind of a slow, and I got hurt for a little bit, and then I mean just fighting injuries definitely a big part of the fight game, but staying healthy, ready was what we were trying to do, and kind of got a little sidetracked with a little injury, but now we're back and ready to rumble.
Yeah. And when you look at like your record too, I mean, yeah, especially your last four fights too, there's almost like a year in between fights too. I mean, what's kind of led to that big gap?
Um, it's not so much injuries as, I can't find an opponent, getting into LFA, they got a few opponents, but it took a little while to get to them that, they don't have people, I think I'm, going to duck Nick this week. So it was always been a big thing trying to find a fight.
Yeah, I mean, let's go into that like a little more too, because again, like if you look at your record too, you definitely stand out too. I mean, you're coming off, I guess, well, your last two fights, you had, two first round rear naked choke finishes too, and your only losses to John Gunther, a guy who was on the Ultimate Fighter in the UFC too. So, I mean, how do you feel like you kind of stand as a prospect right now?
I definitely, that's kind of the thing why people were duck at, just fighting the best around in the regional scene, fighting to be the best, you have to beat the best. And, that was our motto from the beginning, take on the toughest guys, show, you're the best. And, I wish I could get that Gunther fight back. A lot of things happened training camp, but, it is what it is. And, just full steam ahead after that.
Yeah. And I know Legacy Fighting Alliance, I think it was just on Thursday that they announced 4 different cards too. I mean, do you have any, there been any talks about maybe possibly, getting on one of those?
Yeah, we talked about July 10th, but then, we had some, inquiries about, the UFC and, Contender Series potentially coming up. But, we're just open to anything and just, letting everyone know we're ready for, the big show or, a title fight for LFA. So definitely staying ready.
Yeah, and you mentioned that title fight too. I think it's Bryce Logan and Jacob Rosales too. I think that's the July 31st card in South Dakota. Were you a little disappointed that they got that and you didn't, or was it did you kind of expect that because you kind of were waiting for other things maybe to come about?
Yeah, I kind of it was always just talk about it. It was never kind of like signed or guaranteed, but any fight they throw me, but seeing that could be my next opponent, so might be a little insight on who I get a fight rather than the vacant title they had. So keep it positive.
For sure. Do you think that that almost that situation would benefit you too, just getting to see one more fight from both those guys instead of fighting them right away?
Yeah, definitely. I can always tweak. We haven't really worried about too much of a game plan going into fights because we always thought we had the better game plan above all. But just to sit back now, kind of get our head in the game and looking bigger and better things. So
yeah. And have you heard anything about possible contenders? I know you said there was little talks.
Yeah, it's just little talks and trying to get in everyone's ears and just trying to stay available was what we're really trying to do.
Yeah. What's it like too, being a prospect now too? Because one thing I've noticed a lot, especially during this whole pandemic thing, is a lot of guys are getting the calls up because guys are either missing weight or things are happening the week of. I mean, I think even just these cards coming up. I mean, you have Chris Dawkins, who I think he's going on fight at middleweight, another Pennsylvania guy, and Frank Camacho's opponent too is also tomorrow night. So just with that team being a prospect, I mean, is this kind of a good time to be a prospect because so many guys are kind of getting that call up?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely having that prospect title was definitely gonna boost up a little bit and everything. So yeah, definitely staying ready and just waiting for the call up, kind of biding my time.
Yeah. And when you are between fights in this too, for a fighter of your stature too, what can you do to kind of promote yourself? Are you doing things to kind of get your name out there?
I'm definitely starting to get things a lot more together. The Instagram thing kind of not taking flight. Getting hacked all the time was kind of just a good setback. So, but just to live and learn and just stay at it and try to promote, train with other guys, and just social media is kind of where it's at. So I just got to stay above everything.
Yeah. I mean, how frustrating is it that here you are trying to do that, trying to promote yourself more, and then it keeps getting hacked?
Yeah, it was definitely a letdown. That's what we first started. Kind of pushing, and we're just keep getting the door held in front of our face. So the push through it all is definitely going to be a big reward at the end.
Yeah. Has this happened more than once?
3 times now. So yeah.
Any reason why?
No, we always, try to jump on and try to get the account banned that kept doing it, because every time they would make one, mine would get shut down and theirs would, they'd be on it, 24/7, showing how active they were. And I'd post, once a day and every other day. So it was definitely hard.
Yeah. Do you take anything good from that too? That maybe you built up a big enough name that someone is like trying to like, are they trying to like impersonate you? Is that like what they're doing?
Yeah, I guess trying to get that, that troll effect, or, trying to get, that, okay, this guy's on a rise. Let me jump on and
Yeah.
just, get that little bit of fame. But, it's definitely like a feather in the cap. It's like, hey, this guy's, going to go and try to, get on it before he takes off until it's too late.
Yeah, I mean, as bizarre as the situation that is, I mean, that is kind of funny. Like, there is that kind of silver lining, I guess. But for you too, I mean, obviously, like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. But if you could have it your way, I mean, like, could you fight tomorrow? Like, when would you like to fight again?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a little bit of a notice isn't, too bad, just to get a game plan. But, fight ready, healthy, we're ready to go, weights down, it's game time now. It was, like the prospect, any call up, we're ready for it.
Yeah. And I know too, I think the Contender Series, it was originally supposed to be this upcoming week. I think this Tuesday, so would that be the 23rd, I think? Or maybe
Yeah.
22nd? But I know it got pushed back a little bit too. So, I mean, yeah, hopefully you get the call. And just like during this time too, and just being a fighter too, I mean, have you been able to watch a lot of the current like UFC cards? I mean, there's not a lot to watch these days.
Yeah, that's kind of, the big sport. That was one of the big sports that came out. So, they had a huge hit whenever they did release the first fight. So it's definitely cool just to, I mean, hoping you get to call up, but, relax and kind of watch the fights.
Yeah. And we're starting to see some regional, promotions kind of come back. But for you, I mean, is it, LFA or UFC at this point?
I would kind of, hope so. Anything. We've had, Bellator, call, and try to get fights whenever we were injured, and kind of, threw that out of whack. But, anything, regionally is fine. But, just to get my foot in the door for, UFC and LFA, title or just another fight would be pretty nice right now.
Yeah, for sure. And like, is UFC, is that like the only goal, like, or could you see yourself maybe like having like a career in Bellator? Because a lot more guys are kind of doing that nowadays.
Yeah, I haven't really weighed too much. It was just wherever I kind of ended up was, I'd be happy with. If I fought the best, become the best, there's not much I can complain about. But,
For sure.
Bellator UFC is where the fighters who proved themselves ended up. So, I'd love to be in either one, but no really sides here.
Yeah. And just being in the gym too, I mean, obviously we talked a lot about you, but any guys that maybe are coming up that deserve kind of maybe a little shout out here?
Like we were talking about that truck Ethan. He's been 2-0 as a professional right now. 2-0 or 1-0 pro boxer, 2-0 pro MMA. He's probably one of the three pros in the gym that have a pretty good future ahead of them. So there's a couple amateurs on the rise. So we'll try to get them the fame they deserve.
Yeah. And then my last question for you too is just where do you get the nickname Nyquil from?
Whenever I was in Shippensburg boxing, I became an All-American. And the one year I was there, I had 3 knockouts within 7 fights. So my coach kind of gave me the name Nyquil after another guy, who, Isaiah, and I kind of stole his nickname. So as long as he gave a shout out, he'd be all right with me taking the name, and it just kind of stuck. And putting people to sleep is what Nyquil does.
There you go. And yeah, I mean, anything else before I let you go?
No, I appreciate the interview, but definitely looking forward to getting back in the ring and just proving myself to the millions in attendance, and getting this fight game back in motion for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad the gym is kind of back up and running per se, and I wish you the best, Nick. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.